Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Friday, the 29th of October, 2021, right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So, viewers, we are streaming live from Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas on Synergy Television. Remember, call your friends, call your family. Let them know that Real Talk with Saieed Ali is going live. Those of you on Facebook, a special good night to you. Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Share our live stream on YouTube, TT Real Talk. If you haven't subscribed, you can do so now. Hit the bell and share it as normal. So viewers, remember, those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you who have property to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. And remember, Real Talk Financing and Investment Company, they are paying the highest rate on your fixed deposit return presently. That is 2.5% to 3%. And you could also get a small loan from Real Talk Financing and Investment Company. Once you have a little collateral, you know, a little security for them to hold, it's not a problem. You can get a loan approved like that. So viewers, to Delta. We have Delta in the country. The country has recorded its third Delta variant death and 34 new cases of the variant, which includes 3 pregnant women. The number of confirmed cases of the Delta variant now stands at 136, after the 34 new cases were reported yesterday, being Thursday. There were 18 male cases and 16 female cases, with the 3 being pregnant. 30 out of the 34 patients had no travel history. No travel history. Now, remember when Delta first started to come into Trinidad? Individuals were coming into Trinidad with just a PCR test. And that was okay with the Ministry of Health. It was okay with Terence Dialsing. It was okay with the CMO. And to date, they have not changed the policy. They have not changed the policy. And the first thing they will come out and say is that the citizens is not going to get their vaccine. That is the first thing they would come out and say. Now, all they had to do for preventative measures, change the policy. Make sure you are vaccinated before you enter Trinidad and Tobago. But the CMO says nothing wrong with that. Take your PCR test and come into Trinidad and do your business. So they would say now that the citizens do not want to get vaccinated and we're going to blame the citizens. Yeah, they're going to blame the citizens. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would like to know which insurance company your money, this deposit money, is insured with. Before I deposit money into your company, I would like to know who you insured with. Thank you.
So you called me over there to ask me that? Partner, you keep your money. Saeed don't beg. Saeed does not beg. 3.5 years now. Navin, 3.5 years now, Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe, every English-speaking countries that view Real Talk with Saieed Ali knows my number, 339-1670. But Mr. Big Shot here want to call me on air to ask me which insurance company my financial institute is secured with. All for real? You for real? The big money have in Republic or Scotia or RBC. Go ask them. The money you have in the credit union, go ask them. Oh, you know what should do better pass with a mic or go in front of the institute and announce it from a mic. Partner, you keep your money, I ain't begging. I ain't begging. You see, because you could make a phone call and hide in your house with 4 board around you feel you could embarrass Saeed? Hey, all this make me laugh, you know. I given you a Range Rover. All you had to do is make a contribution, and I given you a Range Rover. Somebody could win it. You want to call, boy, let me tell you something. You see all your soul will hide in a little box and expose everybody else while all you're doing the same thing. Yeah, all are good. But nevertheless, he wants to call and embarrass himself. You should ask, hey, you know, allow me to use this term? You should have saved your 50 cents and call your girlfriend tomorrow. So anyhow, viewers, more than half of the cases are not fully vaccinated. And there were 15 unvaccinated ones, partially vaccinated, and 14 fully vaccinated. So you see, if you get the COVID-19 and you're vaccinated, they may condemn you. They may condemn you at all. They're not condemning you if you get the COVID-19 when you're fully vaccinated. But the ones who do not have the vaccine or did not participate in taking the vaccine, they're blaming them for getting COVID-19 and not being vaccinated. What I going to say again? The only thing I can say is when you're stupid. That is all I could say. That is all I could say. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, why are you getting on so touchy tonight?
Eh?
Why are you getting that man show you up?
Who that man can't throw me up? Yes,
you
I still laughing.
You know your thing legitimate. It now start, and that is a question a lot of people will ask.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you answer that question tonight, nobody else has to answer again about who the insurance company is. Just the whole nation will want to tell them because you have nothing to hide. You don't have anything to hide. Okay, have a good night.
I just waiting for one approval again. One approval for Real Talk Credit Union that will be birthed in Trinidad and Tobago and up the Caribbean also. So you think I can let one phone call with one individual break my spirit? Eh? Ole come na man. Ole come na man. An increase in freight rates will now add to the already high prices of goods initially triggered by global supply chain disruption. Freight costs went up from $4,000 US for a 40-foot container to $20,000 US per container without government intervention. It is the consumer that will have to bear that cost. Previously, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley confirmed that TNT will be impacted by the global supply chain disruption. Yesterday, members of the food distribution and business sector weighed in on advised the impact on the bottleneck, saying there could be higher prices and even difficulties for consumers to access goods. The diverse group agreed that left unchecked, spiraling freight costs will only add to the already heavy financial burden being placed on the consumer. Head of the Food and Distribution Association, Gerard Connors, added that the Guyanese government waived the increased cost of freight and only collected revenues on the normal and inflated cost to help ease trickle-down costs to consumer. So I wonder if we could do that in Trinidad. So viewers, Real Talk took the initiative to contact the Supermarket Association President of Trinidad and Tobago to get some insights concerning the freight cost, the grocery price increase, the non-vatable items, and what plans do they have in store to try and maintain the supermarket prices so that consumers will be able to buy some groceries. So we have on the line tonight Mr. Rajiv Dipti. Good night, sir.
Good night, Sai. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
It's a pleasure to have you here tonight.
Same to you, my friend. Glad to be on the show.
Now, do you think that the food price would increase given the increase in freight rates?
Well, you know, Saeed, I think we need to place it into context. You know, when you consider the freight, and the freight taken alone does not paint the whole picture. The situation of what we are seeing happening with global routes of supplies, with containers, is not just limited to food prices worldwide. This has had a ripple effect across every possible sector. Cost of construction, vehicles, pharmaceuticals, electronics. Right now there are shortages in terms of microchips for computers and other kind of accessories. So what we're seeing is a demand-supply model that is being crippled right now by the crowded shipping lanes. What we saw at the ports off the coast of Los Angeles is that there are somewhere in the vicinity of tens of thousands, perhaps as many as 100,000, waiting to dock, and these are having knock-off effects.
Yes.
So right now, North America is having to deal with shortages and delays. So when we look at that, and we have to consider what our position in the Caribbean as an island in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean, what that means for us, because the shocks that we feel between major economic players, especially where China is backstocking right now and there are several shortages, I expect that there will continue to be pressures placed on the cost of freight right now. Now, I don't want to say it wouldn't get any higher, but if these shortages persist, there could be something chronic that we're looking at going into next year, and that is one of the real concerns from my side.
Now, given that from November 1st, there will be additional items on the VAT-free listing, would the high freight rates affect any of those items?
So we've seen a number of items coming off the VAT list onto the non-VAT list. So
correct.
In the eyes of the customer, they're expecting a 12.5% reduction on their bill.
Okay.
And that is what they hope to see on the basket of goods that you pick up. Now, the thing about it is, we are not making any of those things in Trinidad and Tobago. Even
Correct.
if we are making some of it, even like the ketchup and the mayonnaise, which Vemco makes, for example, that still has inputs of production that are imported, and those have all gone up, and those have all have to be shipped there. Now, while we have enough import cover in terms of food security, we are still, as long as we're not making it and we're buying it internationally at international market prices, and we're not growing it and we're not manufacturing it or we're not agro-processing it, then we're going to be paying whatever the market price is for it on the international market.
Correct, yes.
So,
yes.
so that is a model for me that says, Trinidad and Tobago, you guys are going to be determining what stays on the shelves. Because you might see something this week, but you're not going to see it next week.
Correct.
And that's going to be down to the customer, for them to determine if they're going to still be buying the goods. And the thing about it is that as we head towards Christmas, the sentiment that I'm getting from my stores is that they are putting together deals. So, for example, the VAT is coming off the whole ham, so customers could look forward to that. There are going to be lots of deals for biscuits, cookies, chocolates, the sparkling wines and beverages that are traditionally enjoyed around Christmas time that makes it such a colorful festival and an atmosphere.
Yes.
And these things we are trying to put out for the children and the families in particular for them to be able to really enjoy this Christmas. So we are really shopping around the globe right now to try to get the best possible goods that we could fetch. The VAT coming off, what's important to note is that the VAT coming off, yes, there's a savings to the customer. I mean, when we look at what some of the other islands did, like for example, Guyana, where all rents and taxes that were applied at the point of entry were entirely dropped. That is the most that a domestic economy can do on its part to pass the goods on with the least possible throughput of any cost added to the customer once it's coming off from international shipping market. So could we do more in Trinidad and Tobago? I mean, perhaps we could start to look at it, but there has to be a bigger conversation about domestic food security and the shopping patterns of consumption by customers, because once the customer continues to buy it, it will continue to indicate that there is a demand for these goods on the shelf.
Now, Rajiv, let's just do a little analyzation as you're on the line with us, right?
Sure.
Let's just say we buy, now we're looking for an item that is off VAT. Let's just say we purchase, what do we bring from abroad?
We import quite a number of sausages and
sausages,
yes.
Right? Now let's just say we pay $10 for sausage, right? And
right.
with the VAT, we pay $13, right? Now you take off the VAT from sausage, so which would lead us back to $10. Good? Now, if sausages, if their price hike, let's just say in New Zealand or Canada or America, right? And they ship it down here with an additional cost to sausage, would the supermarket maintain that $10 since it's VAT free, or it will go up?
No, this is how the value chain works. An importer in this country, he negotiates a price with somewhere, like you said New Zealand, right? So let's just say it's coming from New Zealand. So whatever the guy in New Zealand is selling the domestic importer, that price, if it's higher than what he paid for originally, and also we have to assume that all things remaining constant, that shipping doesn't go up crucially, because that's another variable in the equation for the goods to get from New Zealand to Trinidad. Now, if it comes in at a higher price and the importer at that point in the value chain tells the supermarket he or she cannot absorb the cost because the shipping went up and they paid more for the product at the port of origin, then that means that the importer is going to say, okay, well, I cannot absorb that much cost, which means that I will now signal a price increase.
Yes.
And that price increase will be notarized to the supermarket, who will then adjust the prices accordingly. So it's important to note that supermarkets have no control over the prices, because we're not buying it directly from New Zealand. We're buying it from a middleman in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Right? So this misconception that supermarkets set prices is absolutely ridiculous. It's a value chain, because as long as we're not making it, and I want to keep saying that, as long as we're not making it, we have no control over the price.
Now,
absolutely none.
Now, this is what I'm saying, right? Now, Christmas is around the bend, right? In a couple days' time, it will be the 1st of November, right? Now, do you think that freight cost will go up, seeing that right around the world people celebrate Christmas?
Okay, so let's look at how freight has moved since, let's look at August 2019.
No, I don't want to put you in the spot, to
No. Let's look at it. Let's look at, and viewers, forgive me if I'm not correct with the figures, but this is what memory serves up right now. As of August 2019, there was a hint of an outbreak of a virus in China. It was now coming to the fore. Now, at that point in time, a container would have cost you $3,500 to ship.
Yes.
Now let's fast forward to February 2020, last year February. It went from $3,500 to $5,000 as reported internationally and locally by suppliers and shippers of goods. Now let's fast forward 12 months to 12 months to February 2021. A container of goods went to between $10,000 and $12,000 for a container of goods.
Yes.
As the supply chain crisis worsened,
Correct.
it went to $15,000.
Yes.
About 3 or 4 months later, in about July of this year.
Yes.
And when we looked at it today, it's nearly $20,000. So we're seeing a bit of a flattening. Now we have to understand something. When the first world economies reopened, there was a snapping back. It was like a coquille broom.
Yes.
Like it just snapped back, right? So demand skyrocketed. And supply, remember there are health protocols all around the world, just like there are in Trinidad and Tobago with 50% capacity. So the output at factories and places of manufacture were still at limited output. Now, there has been a global situation that has created shortages because of natural disasters, environmental. It's been a year of records going through the roof.
Yes.
So this situation with shipping, do I expect it to get worse? I expect it to remain chronic right now. I mean, I don't want to say that I can't see it getting worse, but there is a bit of a flattening out at the price per container, what we're seeing right now. So if the global routes can be recalibrated organically by demand leveling off at some point in time and supply getting back out to an increased output, then we could start to see some recovery of the world, because this is what COVID did. COVID put us into lockdown, and then these countries came out of lockdown. Now even Trinidad and Tobago is coming out of lockdown with these vaccinated zones and everybody back out to work now. So there's going to be a global recovery, barring any unforeseen variants and anything else that might come out that might throw a curveball into it. But the thing about it is, it will take time, Saeed. There's no precedent to really work with for this situation.
I understand. Well, Mr. Deputy, you have answered all my questions thus far, so I do want to thank you for joining us tonight and clearing up some issues for Trinidad and Tobago citizens.
You're most welcome, Saeed, and a pleasant good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Have a good one. Good weekend.
So viewers, that was the president of the Supermarket Association. They're giving us some hints of what is taking place in the food sector with shipping, with manufacturers. Nevertheless, we'll just have to wait and see what takes place more. So remember, from the 1st of November, there will be items that will be VAT-free in the grocery shelves. So we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, there's lots more in store right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali. Consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on youtube.com and TT Real Talk on facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
So welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, viewers. Remember, at Real Talk Financing and Investment Company, if you open a fixed investment with that company or a fixed deposit with that company, your interest rate on your fixed deposit is 2.5 to 3%. Not like other financial institutes where you're getting 0.05%. What kind of growth is that? What kind of growth is that? 0.05% is like 500 and 100,000. Would you settle for 500 and 100,000 when you could get 2.5%, which is 2,500 at Real Talk Financing and Investment Company? So viewers, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. If you would settle for less rather than more, well then somebody needs to educate you. Somebody. So for the caller who call and wants to know which insurance company secured my finance, let me tell you something. You're fast and you're out of place to call on air and say it. I could tell you on air, but I will not. You know why? Because Real Talk Financing and Investment Company, there's a branch in Chaguanas. Very soon there will be a branch in San Fernando, one in Princestown. And let me give you a little update. There will be one in Grenada, one in Barbados, one in Guyana. That is just a little surprise for you. You want to play fast? I spill in one of my bean for you. I spill in one of my bean. So you would understand. Let me tell you something. I didn't come here to make friends, you know. I come here to better Trinidad and Tobago. And I am doing that without anybody running out on my show. I am doing that by getting legislations and amendments passed for Trinidad and Tobago, even to benefit the caller who call and try to light me up, even to benefit him. So you can't embarrass me. You can't embarrass me. If you settling for chicken feed at a financial institute, there are other individuals who is not settling for chicken feed, but wants more than the chicken feed. But nevertheless, you might be surprised to know that you come up in front of me and I will tell you, but use the man who made the phone call on television. What you going to do when I tell you that? What you going to do? Princestown MP Barry Patharat has taken the Minister of Public Utilities, Marvin Gonzalez, to task for his comments that citizens must pay their utility bills in order to get better service. But it's years now people paying their bill. It's years now people paying their bill. And the service still sucks. Padarat indicated that WASA had been cut in this year's budget allocation by $321 million in the area of manpower and material and supplies. The MP stated that he wanted to advise the minister that thousands of consumers or customers pay their utility bill and cannot get a reliable supply of pipe-borne water for weeks and months in many parts of Trinidad and Tobago. Padarat called on the minister to get down to serious work and provide an update on the government plans to make WASA and Tiantec more efficient. He added that blaming citizens and employees for the current situation in the public utility sector is not the answer to the problem. Call a good night.
Very good evening to Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
So in the Tubbswood area, that's somewhere at the back of Londonville, these people get water, believe it or not, every 9 days they get water in the line. But the authority want them to pay their quarterly bill or the 3 months bill, the full bill. Some people doesn't get water in the line at all.
True.
So the authority, if it was me, I ain't paying a cent. Come and disconnect the air that's in the line. It doesn't go way disconnected. It doesn't water in the line.
Correct.
I want to tell you something about the shipping. One of the contributing factors to the slow pace and the delivery of goods via shipping to various parts of the world is goods have to be transported from the manufacturers, from their plants, to the ports via trucks. And in first world countries and other, smaller countries, you have trucking companies, big trucking companies who do this type of work.
From one state to the next.
Yes, and what is hindering this is that the government in some of the countries and the companies want to mandate to the drivers they have to be fully vaccinated. And a lot of the drivers is pushing back. So this is one of the major contributing factors.
Yes.
My brother, continue doing the good work. Never sugarcoat it. God bless you. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. Since I started Real Talk, I have never sugarcoated anything, and I thank God for that, I thank God for me not picking sides. That is what I thank God for. I'm not picking sides. I'm not picking UNC. I'm not picking PNM. I'm not picking religious sector to debate on. I'm not picking race to debate on. Because I got to tell you something. When God decided to put Saieed in Trinidad, when I came into this world, or into Trinidad, I should say, born in Trinidad, I met all different race and religion. All different race and religion. And for we, as Trinbagonians, to be fighting of who black and who white, and who's Indian and who's African, let me tell you something. All are we as black people in this country. I am telling you that. I am a public figure. I am a businessman. I am a father. I am a friend. I am a spiritual person. They do spiritual work for people. And I telling you all, let me tell you something. You see, we Trinbagonians, all are we is black people. If you go to England, you're a black man. You go to Canada, they consider you a black man. You go to the US, they consider you a black man. So you see, race and religion is something I don't fight. Because a Christian individual would leave their religion and join a Muslim. A Muslim would leave their religion and join Hinduism. A Hindu person would leave their religion and join Muslim. And so it goes. A lie? Listen this. When a Hindu man meet a Christian woman, and the mother, they say, well, son, you had to baptize or you had to christen into Christianity for you to marry my daughter. And what has happened? Now, if any Hindu man go and baptize or christen and he go marry the Christian girl, and religion still remain the same way? You didn't change religion. Because religion remained Christian, it remained Hindu, it remained Muslim. It's you, the individual, decided to walk out from this religion and join our next religion. Why? 90% is because of a woman. So hence the reason why I don't fight race talk and I don't fight religious talk. And when you have your 50 cents in your phone and you decide to call in and tell yourself you will put Saieed on the spot, my friend, I will just reverse it back to you. There's something they call reverse psychology. Caller, good night.
Yes, right, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
I see you talking to Navin about changing religion, but like you change religion or
Nah, don't study that.
I hear it, that's right. I hear all talking to Rajiv Dipti days. And I listen to the conversation, I listen to what he's saying, right? But he missing the point. There's have plenty groceries right now, big groceries. That is bring their own containers, so he's talking shipping, is it?
Oh, that's what I say.
Marcy does bring their own containers, Passage does bring their own containers, Food Basket bring their own containers. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah.
So it has no middleman there, straight from whoever to the grocery.
From manufacturers to grocery.
Right, now I understand, I listen to what he was saying concerning growing your own food and thing, and that is something the farmers was preaching to them from however long side. And we have a minister of agriculture here, 6 years now, the man in his second term, and the man never planted a tree, boy. So where they expect for we?
Hey, no. Don't say the man had plant no tree, caller. The man went with hard ground and plant some tree.
You ever see the man plant that tree?
The man went with hard grounds, and you know hard ground gets off. Ren Gopi Singh, a special good night to him and his family. Clarence went with him and they plant trees. I believe it was up Guaya.
Alright, them trees he plant, you can feed anybody with it?
I understand what you're saying.
Alright, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, have stated that there is no spike in murder. They stated that TTPS is making it clear that the recent isolated reports of murder in certain communities did not represent a surge in murder as being reported. So let me say something here. If we have 100 murder for this year, and in a certain area, 5 persons die, and that would be 105 murder. So forget about the surge. The murder rate went up. You see, and this is what I keep saying. You want to compare this year with last year. Forget last year. Try to control this year. You cannot bring back last year. And this is why people will continue living in the past instead of coming forward. You study now, you had 100 murder last year in 6 months. You have 102 murder. We had 2 more than last year in 6 months. For God and heaven's sake, try to catch the killers. Try to keep the murder rate down. Don't compare 100 this year to 100 last year for the same 6 months. Try to keep it down. That is my thing. Try to keep it down. 100 murder is plenty murder. 400 murder is wow. People children dying. They're being gunned down. That is not nice. That is not nice. Sometimes somebody break in your house, you retaliate at them and they shoot you dead right there. Who you blaming? You blaming the innocent civilian who try to defend themselves? But if they kill the bandit that come in them house, you want to lock them up. You ain't studying the bandit, not supposed to be in the people's house, you know. You want to lock up the owner of the house for killing the bandit. I tell you, the laws we have down here, wrong side. Play jumping in my property. It's like nothing but law gonna lock me up, you know. Because I will ask the police, if this man come in your property, what you doing? And I will ask the lawyer the same thing. And I will ask the magistrate the very same thing. If this man did come after your family, judge, what you would have do? You would have sit down and watch him rape your wife? You would have sit down and watch him tap up your son? You would have sit down and watch him bully your family? What would you do if you got a chance to deal with him? Tell him, boy, don't do that and pat him on the head? Jump my fence and you will see something. So here it is now. TTPS, which is now being headed by Deputy Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacob, in the absence of a substantive commissioner, stated that Northern Division has recorded the highest number of murder, which currently stands at 97. TDPS also noted that by discovering the cause of these murder, they have developed and implemented several strategies to assist in mitigating and solving these murder. The Gender-Based Violence Unit also continues to provide mediation and readiness to tackle reports of domestic violence, which contributed to escalation of these figures. A woman came to visit me today. She came to visit me today. And her husband does abuse her. So, my dear, did you make a report? Yes. Did the police come? Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. I said, okay. I said, so when they come and they talk to your husband, when he beat you up, we're going to use that word, beat you up, what do? He discuss them and tell them he ex-wife put him through the same thing, and they just leave him right there and just go about their business. I'm telling you. She came to my office today. She said, Saieed, my husband has beat me up. I said, so why don't you go and look for a place to rent? She said, every time I go somewhere, he just come back and carry me home. I said, but what the police said? The police will only come and talk to him, and they wouldn't charge him, and they will go about their business. I said, that is how they're doing it? She said, yes. I said, okay. I said, okay. Now, I know there are police officers that try their best. They try their best. And then some of them, the best thing for them to do is better than stay home and check marbles. Take what I'm telling you. The statement added that the TTPS continue to infiltrate communities through its community-oriented policing initiative and its police youth club to reduce the likelihood of young people being wrongly influenced. Well, we see how that's working. We see how it's working. What McDonald Jacob needs to do. We don't have a commissioner of police, but he's the deputy commissioner of police. Something that he should lay down and make sure that every station on the weekends do a complete routine check in the area. Use the army, bring them out. A complete routine check. You want to fix crime? There are ways to fix crime. You have an intelligence unit. When you take 10 years to gather information, what do you do with the information that you gather after 10 years? Absolutely nothing. Why am I saying that? Why is Saieed saying absolutely nothing? Because the drugs still running on the block, the guns still coming in, human trafficking still taking place. And we only have 1.4 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. 1.4 million people. Millions of dollars go down in the Ministry of National Security. Do we fix it? No. No. So we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, when we come back, I want to hear what you have to say concerning a little issue that we're going to discuss.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Realtalk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Realtalk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Realtalk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Realtalk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Realtalk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
So welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, viewers. Remember, Christmas is around the corner. Real Talk Financing and Investment Company in collaboration with Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are keeping a food drive for the Christmas. I am giving away a Range Rover, HSE Sports Model, and a BMW. All you have to do is to make a contribution of $1,000 towards our food drive. Now, I didn't have to give away a BMW. I did not have to give away a Range Rover, which I had for sale. But when God decided to drop something in my spirit, Saeed, give away a Range Rover. Give away a Range Rover. I say, you sure? I say, I work hard for it, you know. I say, it's a lot of money, you know. I said, Saeed, do as I say. So I said, all right. So at night, I just bust it in the public domain that, you know what? I'm giving away a Range Rover. All you have to do is to make a contribution of $1,000 to raise funds. Not to put in my pocket, you know. Not to carry to the bank, you know. But to raise funds to buy groceries for the less fortunate come Christmas 2021. So here it is, viewers. I am offering the Range Rover up together with a BMW. All you have to do, make a contribution. They spend thousands of dollars wasteful. Why not plant a seed towards feeding the less fortunate come December? Why not do that? You think that blessing is going to come to me? No. That blessing is going to every individual who have contributed to make that drive possible. That drive possible. You see, many of us ask ourselves, Lord, so how come you're not blessing me? I'm praying every day, and I'm praying, and I'm praying, and I'm crying, and I'm praying, and I'm sweating, and I'm praying, I'm walking, and I'm praying, I'm sleeping, and I'm praying, and still you're remaining a little 2x2 right around you. You're moving from there. You're moving from there. When you give, you just receive. And I am here to tell you, when you give, you does receive. I give a lot, and I just receive a lot. And that is my testimony towards you. Look at the production. The production running. We're getting things done for Trinidad and Tobago without anybody help. Without anybody help. That is what you call blessings. That is what you call a blessing. So viewers, make a contribution. I am urging you. You want to see a little miracle in your life? You want to see a little growth? You want to see something pop up that you was longing for? Make a contribution. Make a contribution. And there are people who support me every time I am doing a food drive. You know why? Because every time they plant a seed into this soil in Real Talk, they just realize it is grow. So that is why 2 times or 3 times for the year when I'm keeping a food drive, it does be successful. A couple of weeks ago, I gave away 100 hampers. 100 food hamper. We did it. That was when we started to package the hampers on them. We did it, over 100, without anybody asking anything. I did it, you know why? Because when I give here, God has given me here. If God wasn't giving me, you think I could have given a white Range Rover? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. Why is I giving away a Range Rover? And you know what? You know, hey, we in a pandemic. Side we in a pandemic and you giving away a Range Rover? You mad? No, it's not you mad. It's not you mad. It's that God will bless you while your enemy coming after you. When the storm brewing at its worst and you feel you can't take it again, that is where God going to bless you. In your storm. So my God have been blessing me in my storm. Hence the reason why I don't have to ask anybody for ad. I don't have to beg for ad. Ask my workers and them who does be here during the day. They will tell you. God has blessed that man while the storm hitting him. This pandemic, business shutting down, people home, no work, no this, no that, and Saieed giving our Range Rover. I could have keep my Range Rover, hey, 275 and go with it. It's not on nobody's head. Me owing for it. I didn't go to the bank and take a loan. I didn't go to a financial institute and take a loan. No. No, I just work hard and buy my vehicle cash. So let me tell you something. A lot of people just need a lot of breakthroughs. But they just be stingy at the same time. You think God don't know you're stingy? God damn well know you're stingy. But nevertheless, viewers, call a good night.
Good night, Saheed. How are you?
I'm okay. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would like to make a contribution, please.
Not a problem. You can call me tomorrow at 339-1670 and we will. You could get in contact with me tomorrow. We are also located on Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. We are opposite Dr. Rai Ragbir. Well, Rai is my neighbor. We just got on good. When we do meet up, we just talk. We just talk about things that's happening in Trinidad. We just talk about things he wants to do for the community. You know, he's a good guy, a great guy. So viewers, we have a call? So viewers, when you want to see a breakthrough, plant a seed. You're planting a seed on good grounds. How do you think Real Talk Financing and Investment come around? In the pandemic, I am offering you 2.5%. In a pandemic, Saieed, where you getting that? Hey, let me bust a little lyrics on earlier. You know, talk of the town that they say our Prime Minister, let's go Lake in Tobago. Right now? That's the talk of the town. Right? Now, I'm not showing that for the Prime Minister, you know, but talk of the town. They say he is go Lake by some spiritual person to do all kind of thing. But let me tell you something. The people that it have down in Lake are human beings that do spiritual work also. Correct now? I am Saieed, and I just do spiritual work also. So when you tell yourself, he going on Lake and he going to meet some kind of this and that, is a spiritual man he going to meet like myself? Like myself. So that is why I just come here without fear and say what I have to say, without having to worry who coming at my back, because I have got my back covered. So when you tell yourself, it's a monkey, or a dog, or a cat you going and meet, or a kangaroo, no, it's a human being like Saieed. And what they're doing, like at all, well, if they're doing spiritual work, well, Saieed doing spiritual work too. But the thing is, I am located in Shogunas. And they are living in an area they call Leketo, which is Tobago. But it's the same spiritual work. It's a human being. Call a good night.
Well, you know.
Yeah. All right then, cut that. They're going to make up their mind when they're ready to ask. So you see, viewers, let me tell you something. There is a lot of things that I have been opening your eyes to. But I thank God, He will reveal it to me, and I will reveal it to you. You see, they need a messenger. You need a messenger. When they have the media briefing, Terence Singh, the CMO, Marian Abdul, Dr. Hines, they are messengers of health. They are messengers of health. And I am a messenger, bringing news to you on Synergy TV from 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday in a different way, a different format. Hey, let me tell you something. There's a whole lot of things I could tell you, to educate you all, But as time goes along, you will be educated. A prominent doctor visited me about 2 or 3 days ago. And he said, Saieed, I'm not rating myself, I just listen to other people. He said, Saieed, where you get your education? He said, watch me. He said, some of the things you just say on TV, I just be wondering where you getting them info from. I would also like to send a shout out tonight to Dr. Varma Diyal Singh and his wife. I know they are locked on. His wife loves my show. So a special good night to them also. So viewers, we are the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I will tell you something. We need to stand. There are 41 MPs that governs Trinidad and Tobago. We are a country of 1.4 million people. Are you really going to let 41 MPs have you crying? Are you really going to let 41 MPs mash up 1.4 million people? These 41 MPs that governs Trinidad and Tobago, each one of them have a different portfolio. Each one of them have linesmen and managers and supervisors and workers in their portfolio. Each portfolio, there's 41 MPs, they have a portfolio. Each one of them is responsible for their community in Trinidad and Tobago. And if these MPs and them cannot fix their community, if the citizens of their community is not pushing for the MP to fix their community, well, your community would not be fixed. It would not. We have the Ministry of National Security, which is a priority in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the Ministry of Education, which is a priority in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the Ministry of Health, which is a priority in Trinidad and Tobago. We have the Minister of Public Utilities, which is a priority in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a Minister in Financing, which is a priority in Trinidad and Tobago. So what I'm about to ask you now, is this ministry functioning proper in the way it's supposed to? Are these ministers taking care of their constituencies? So this is what you have to ask yourself. If John Doe, or we go call name, since they are ministers, if Colin Imbert, well actually Colin Imbert will be the acting Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago, I believe is from Saturday, because the PM is heading out to the UK, that's the United Kingdom, together with Stuart Young on a climate control meeting. So if Colin Imbert cannot see about his constituency, you think he's going to see about mine? If the Prime Minister cannot see about his constituency, you think he's going to see about somebody else one? And you have to ask yourself that. The constituency have to stand up and demand change from your MP. And if your MP is willing to fix your area, your MP will go by the relevant authority and demand change from the relevant authority, or demand authorization from the relevant authority to come down to your community to fix your community. And if you, the citizen, don't stand up for your community, let me tell you something, you are responsible for your community going down the line. Take what I'm telling you. Because when election comes around, and this special individual pass around, greeting you and hugging you and kissing you, you embrace them also. It's not a one-side thing. You as the individual, brace this gentleman or this lady figure who would come to you as a representation in your community. So if you, the citizen, don't demand from your MP, you are partially responsible. Take what I tell you earlier. You are partially responsible. So viewers, we have come to the end of our Friday night show. I do want to thank you, the viewers, for viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Those of you on Synergy TV, those of you on YouTube, those of you on Facebook. I thank you for joining us this week. I believe it's the last week in October. With God's grace upon my life and upon my staff life, hopefully Monday will be November. We will be right back here. So I want you all to enjoy the weekend. There's the SOE in effect. There's public health regulations in effect. Please abide to the guidelines when you're traveling with your children, when you're outside in the public, when you're going to the store. You know, please adhere to the guidelines. So viewers, don't drink too much rum. Don't get into prison. Don't go in a jail cell over the weekend because it's very hectic. Very, very hectic. And until we meet again, come Monday, be safe, enjoy the night. Good night.